Hey guys, Keys here, back with another ADA video. This is part 3 of my ADA Bitcoin series, and we only take a look at ADA against Bitcoin. So I'm not going to talk about ADA against the USD. It's only ADA Bitcoin. And this is the monthly chart, so you can really see this is like the whole history of ADA against Bitcoin, and you can really see how it's been playing out. I'm going to switch back to the weekly though, but you can like how many times, so I drew this like trend line on the bottom, this white trend line. You can really see how many times we've used it as support throughout its history. And even kind of recently, October 23rd, when Bitcoin got its like massive breakout and like the markets just flipped, that was October 23rd. You can really see that week was when we last touched the trend line and we got a pretty big bounce off of it. um I actually made a video that like on this wick, and we got a 99% move. I wasn't sure if we were gonna bounce off of it back then. I thought there was a chance we could break down, um, but yeah, we got the bounce, and then we kind of just came all the way back down. We're back at where we were last time, so just because of what happened last time, I can't say for sure that we're breaking down. Maybe this is just a double bottom. Um, it could be a double bottom, right? We come here, we come back down here, and then maybe we come up. The reason why I am more doubtful that it's a double bottom, and I think that we actually could be breaking down, is, well, one, we already got the bounce off of it, right? We already came to this level once, got a bounce, and we're back down to it. So I think it's just more likely now that we could break down. But the bigger reason is actually the Bitcoin dominance chart. And if you take a look at this chart, it really does look like we're about to get a big move up. Um, I mean, look how long. If I zoom in, you can really see this is the weekly. Like, how many times did we try breaking this resistance? Like, this is months of Bitcoin dominance just trying to break this level, and we just the more you try to break a level, the weaker it gets, right? And you can see just how much weaker it got. I mean, these were all wicks. This is like these are all wicks in this box, but last week we actually closed in the box for the first time and since we came up to it. And we came up to it October 23rd, 2023. So, that was kind of a while ago now, and now we're closing inside of it. I do think that it is likely that Bitcoin dominance is going to get a move up, and what that means, if this move is about to happen, I don't know, maybe to 60%. I think maybe even to 58%. These are pretty big moves from where we are now. I mean, 6.5% or 10% on dominance, which is really big. That just means that all these altcoins are going to bleed against Bitcoin. So the altcoin Bitcoin pairs, not just ADA, but every altcoin against Bitcoin, maybe a couple of exceptions, but majority of them are going to bleed. And if they're going to bleed, and we already got the bounce the first time here, I think it kind of like makes my bias a little bit more leaning towards the downside on this move now. So that's why I think that there's a higher chance that we break down than we get a double bottom. But I still think that there is a chance actually that we do hold this level and we do get a double bottom, and it's fine, and ADA's just back against Bitcoin. But yeah, so the reason we follow ADA on Bitcoin is because I think that there is a really good trade setup to make gains on Bitcoin, right? Because nowadays Bitcoin is just really, really expensive. I mean, it's at 70.1 right now. So if you wanted to buy one full Bitcoin, you need to throw in 70K. And that's just a lot of money for a lot of people, and it's kind of hard to do. So I think a really good way to actually get to a full Bitcoin is to actually use altcoins. And ADA to me is, I mean, there's not really like, anything in crypto, like nothing's really safe in crypto except Bitcoin, but I think ADA is relatively safe. It's probably it definitely is in like the top 10 safe coins, or maybe even top 5 safe coins in crypto. And when I say safe, I mean relative to the crypto space, right? So that's one reason why I think it's a really good trade. But also just like the percentage gain that we can make, and we'll look through that as well, I think is also really good. So anyways, like if we are actually going to break down, then I think that the white box that I drew, which is between 400 and 500 Satoshis, that's kind of what I'm targeting. There's a case I think to be made at around 600 Satoshis. You can kind of see that there is some sort of support and resistance at this level. But what I think could happen is that we come here and it holds as support, but then eventually it does break down. And yeah, that's just like, I think it might play out like that. I don't know for sure if we're coming down to the box. I don't even know if we're breaking down, but if we do break down, those are the levels. And the trade is actually really simple. It's, let's just say, average between 400 and 600. So 500 Satoshis, let's say you average in and you convert your Bitcoin into ADA at around 500 Satoshis. I mean, all you do is do nothing really, and you just like hold. You just convert it down here and just wait for ADA against Bitcoin to be at the top somewhere here, because it looks like that's kind of what ADA does, right? So ADA will come down, then it'll hit the top, then it'll come back down to the bottom, then it'll come up to the top, then maybe we're going to come back down to the bottom here, then just wait for it to come back to the top. And you can see that's 1,000% move, so an 11x on Bitcoin. So if you did, if ADA makes this move, let's say you put in 0.1 Bitcoin right here on average, you converted around 0.1 Bitcoin, and then you reconverted that ADA back into Bitcoin up here, you're turning that 0.1 into 1.1 Bitcoin. And that to me is way more of an easier way to get to 1 Bitcoin than to just buy Bitcoin and keep buying it until you get to 1 Bitcoin, especially if the price is going to go up. So yeah, I think that maybe this opportunity could be coming to us really soon. It might still take like a couple weeks, maybe even a few months to actually, even get down to the bottom, and then we got to wait for it to like make its move all the way back to the top. So, I mean, this is a super long-term play, but I think it's just a good play that if we are down here, to just convert a little bit and just wait and see, because I think that ADA will have its turn. ADA's been pretty weak so far since October, but I think that when we're actually true bull, like Bitcoin's at 100K and doing crazy things, like, and all these altcoins are popping off, I think ADA will have its turn, and I think it will be a pretty big move. So that's the play. I wanted to also talk about the pattern that we're playing right now. Another reason why I think that we might be breaking down is because we're kind of playing a really similar pattern to 2018 and 2019. So this happened in December of 2018. You can see we're actually right at the level we were at in 2018, December of 2018. And it was the same level we were at here in October 2023. And we actually did the same thing, right? So we came down, got to this level, which is at around 800 Satoshis, and we got a bounce. The first time we came here, we bounced up, pretty big move, and then it came back down. And when we came back down, that's when we actually broke it and came all the way to the bottom. And we're kind of playing the same pattern, it looks like, right? We came to this level, 800, got a pretty big bounce. It's coming back down, and if we're gonna follow what it did here, then we're gonna come back down. So yeah, I don't know for sure if it's gonna follow it, but it looks really similar to 2018, 2019, and that's just another reason. I mean, I already talked about the other reasons, like the dominance and stuff, but if we are gonna follow this pattern, in 2019, it actually took us around 49 days from the breakdown. When we finally broke down from this level, took us around 49 days. Maybe you could say 42, somewhere between 42 and 49 days. So if we do that again here, I mean, the time frame is always going to be different, but this is just speculating the time frame. It would be like May, end of May. So maybe around end of May, maybe like in the summer, could take longer. So maybe around summertime, ADA against Bitcoin is down somewhere in this level between like 600 and 400 Satoshis. And if it is somewhere at this level, then yeah, trying to average in ADA somewhere in this level, I think is a really good play. So yeah, guys, that's just ADA Bitcoin. I'm gonna keep updating you guys about it. I just don't make videos about it very often because you can just really see how long it takes to play these pattern or this move is taking. I mean, I've been following ADA Bitcoin like literally for this entire time, and I mean this is from 2021, so it's taken a long time, but maybe we're finally getting the breakdown, which would just be a really, really great opportunity to, make gains on Bitcoin. I mean, you don't even have to put in 0.1, just put in as much as you want to if we're down here. And I think that the move up will happen. I don't know if we're going to hit the peak. I'm still targeting the peak though, just because both of these moves so far have hit the peak. But yeah, even, it's a pretty big move. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.